Hello everyone, my name is Amos. I will just wait for the visual confirmation that the stream is live before we begin. I will try to add in the description below part of the video with description so that you can just skip the intro and go right into the topic of today. First of all, I want to edit the source code of the gnuchess project, which is one of the GNU operating system software that I love. Everything from GNU, I love the philosophy, I love the projects, but they are hard to edit sometimes. But this time I know what I'm gonna do. I know what change I want to add to this project and how I will do it. So first of all, we will download the source code. That's already done. I downloaded one of the alpha version, most advanced version. If I go into gnuchess and look at the version that I'm currently having, if I can spell version correctly, it's 6.25 and this one is 6.29, so a little bit more advanced than what I currently have. So what we will do, Paint as in Microsoft Paint, like the Microsoft bullshit. Wait a minute, wait, what is the title of this video? Creating Paint in Terminal. Nah, Paint as in, this is the Pix project, brother. Look at this on GitHub, Amos right here. Let me just change the title of the video because that was an older video and I did it. I did recreate this amazing pixel art tool called Pix and I made this amazing pixel art with it. The latest version, I think it's on the itch.io page. Not sure if there's a link here, so you can do a lot of cool stuff. I use it to make game, so it is a very good sprite editor, pixel art editor, and it's right here. You can download it for free. So this is Pix. I'm just gonna change the title of this video because today we will do something different. We will edit the source code of an already existing program, but let's just change the title of the video because we will do more than that today. Scammed. Yeah. Sorry. It already exists. Already did that, and it works fine. You want to see it? I'm gonna do a demonstration of it. So Pix, boom, and I can draw, place pixel around, and look, I go with this, and now I can draw some stuff. And you want more tools? You get the bucket fill, which you can like fill area. And you want more tool, you got the line tool, but right now it's blue on blue, so nobody's gonna notice the line tool. So let's make a line that is green right here, and it works. And you have the rectangle tool because everybody loves rectangle. And boom, there you go, you have a rectangle. You wanted the inside to be another color, easy. Let's just change the inside color. And I'm still having some issue with the ellipse tool, which is right here. Really, I'm gonna try to fix it in later versions of this amazing tool, but you see, we got an ellipse. It does what it's saying that it will do, but not always the way you expect it. So I'm gonna work on the consistency, not gonna change to that. So I hope you're satisfied because you saw this cool project that I did. Do it again. Do what again? Did I recode all this just to recreate the video? Do what again? That's a good question. So yeah, the title, I need to fix this title because we will do a lot of stuff, cool stuff today. But first of all, doing cool stuff. So I think that's a good title for the video. Record it all. All of the process of creating the Pix editor from scratch. It took days, man. It took me like about almost a week, not full time, but week of development to get this to the point where you can save these images and like. But we will use it today because the second part of this video I will show you a game that I'm creating currently. And a speed run of that, a speed run. But we have other cool stuff to do. I planned stuff for that video. It would be a shame to not show you all the cool stuff I'm currently working on to focus on something I already did in the past. So any percent. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. You know what? I can do that. Any percent speedrun of coding a file, whatever. So let's just go into Python because I'm gonna code that in Python. CD into pix. So that's the current version that everybody has access to. I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna do it from scratch, from memory of how I assumed I did it because memory is a. Let's call it speed. No, minimal pix.py. How's that sound? So let's go. I use Nano as my text editor. Live with it, deal with it. And I'm creating my own text editor. That's another stuff that I could have talked in this video, but the focus is apparently on my sprite editor. So bro forgot timer. Yeah, okay, I need to have a timer for this. Damn, I have too much stuff open, so let me just sort that up because okay, this one is doing nothing. I don't think if I close it, it will end the stream. That's the OBS that's recording my stream. Let me just sort my stuff first. That's important for any speedrun to like know where everything is. So we have the terminal there. That's our other terminal that we will use for when I edit gnuchess and show you the game engine that I'm working on. Because there was like a big controversy recently with the Godot game engine. And I think like I have a stopwatch I think on my system for this kind of stuff. So let's just open a new tab. Stopwatch. Watch. There it is. I coded that. I did that. That's my watch timer that I created in Bash. Aren't you impressed? Don't I do everything myself? Sorry if I scream too much near the mic. But yeah, I created my own stopwatch for situation like these. Look at this. Ain't that great? It's working fine. All in Bash. That could be a video for another day, but whatever. Let's make a minimal pix program. So first of all, you need to print stuff. You need to take input. So we need curses. Okay, so import curses. Okay, so that's the library that is gonna handle all the key press and display stuff. So now you're gonna need a function that is gonna be your main function. So def main, let's place that here. And I forgot a lot of stuff. So here you're gonna need stdr input whatever that's gonna allow you to basically take some key inputs. So let's go steal that from my other pix program if that's okay with you. Is that okay for me to steal code from my previous program? You tell me. Is it not okay? Can I steal code from myself? I think it's fine. I think it's fine if I steal code from myself. So what we will do is go here and you see it's std scr. So that's what it is. Std scr. There it is. So I was close enough. That was close enough. Now inside of this, we want to loop for the key. So there's a way to take key press with curses, but I won't go read the library manual again. I will just steal that from myself again, so that we can have just a basic. Okay, so I created my own function here to take the key input. But instead of that, what I want to do now is do it directly from here. So where am I taking the key input? Right here, key stdr get. So that's the stdrrc that I was telling you, and this is the way you get your keys from that stream. Okay, so you refresh the stdr and then you place that inside the loop. So that's the part we want. Okay, that is the good shit. That is the part that you're gonna need. But this time we don't have the handle input with drawing key map whatever. So we don't have that. What we have is key. So if key equal, and I think there's it's curses, then you have like that K, and then the key you want to see the key press from, for example, D. So let's just confirm that this is how you do it, that I did remember that correctly. So here, you see this? All of that is not the way you do it normally, because I have a key map that I add so that you can change the key mapping for my Pix program. You can use the Vim key mapping for this program, which is quite useful. Let's take the chat. I'm just gonna steal the chat from here. Open that in a new window. Boom, boom. So now I have the chat with me, and let's make it just a little bit smaller. I see it. You see what? What do you see? The chat? The default key map? What do you see? Context matters. So yeah, I don't know if you're subscribed yet, but you should. The chat, yeah. But I didn't, so I couldn't read what. Like, I don't have a dual screen setup right now. I have a single screen setup. I have a second screen right next to my laptop, but it's just not connected. I just didn't plug it in. So I see myself. Oh, Mom, I'm on TV. Is that from The Mask? Is that I think that's a line from the Mask movie. Maybe like, Mama, look, I'm on TV. So yeah, that's good. Now I have the chat. You need to notice how it was easy for me to rescale all of these windows. I'm getting good with my tiling window manager. Like, I'm getting good at moving stuff around, and boom, boom, chakalaka. Yeah. Oh shit, that was a throwback. The Mask. Yeah. I'm old. I'm old. Okay, but that's so yeah. KD. I'm not even sure if that's how that's gonna work. So why not test it? So if that, let's print something like Mom, I'm on TV. So if that works, so let's just try that. Why don't we? Nothing worked because we forgot to call the main function. That's why. WHIY. Paint to draw the mask. Speedrun programming paint to draw the mask. You see, that would have been a good title. Let's just steal that. That's my idea. Yeah, I came up with that totally original idea myself, as you can see. And let's just paste that here. Yeah, if that doesn't get me viewers, nothing will. So yeah, let's just go here, and yeah, print. Did that work? I forgot to. Yeah, no, it didn't work because missing required positional argument std_src. It's missing that. Is it? Oh yeah, I forgot to pass it to it. So that's just how programming works, folks. When you ask for something, you need to give it something. You see? Here you say, give me that. Here you're like, here you go. You get it. So that should probably maybe work. But let's just confirm that, because always confirming what I'm doing is a good thing. So let's search for the main thing. So wrapper main std. So see, the wrapper is main, so it's inverted. You need to wrap the main thing inside of std instead of just putting std into it. It is confusing. That's a bunch of stds. Joke. Why did they call it something different than that? Like sexual transmissible diseased STDs. Yep, that's not a good naming convention. Let's just put it like that. Are you forklift certified? No, I ain't. But I recently started an AEC in informatics and administration of server and cyber security. And fun fact, that was too easy for me. literally the teachers were feeling uncomfortable because I had the right answer to every single question, even though I was trying not to answer all of the questions. And even at some point I corrected the teacher on some factual facts. The fact that Netscape was not a social media, but actually the first search engine web browser thingy. And when I corrected him, like, he felt maybe a little bit uncomfortable. So conclusion, now I'm doing an RAC, which is a reconnaissance des acquis on collegial level. Sorry, I really don't know how to RAC in French. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Let's just go back onto what I was doing, which is focusing. But no, I'm not forklift certified. I cannot drive a forklift legally. Legally speaking, I cannot. So let's run this program. Oh, baby! It is working. But as no attribute K. So we have a problem here. We have a little bit of a problem here. Still get some people watching. And there's a way that I can get the analytics too. And I would like to get that. I think it's right here. So I'm just gonna steal that, bring that here, and now there's a way to put that window right below this one, but the easy way, the lazy way, is just to do that. Hey, that works. So no forklift certification on my hand. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was trying to fix the curses input. So it's not KD. That's when, my friend, it is completely acceptable to go look up some information on the interweb. So let's just not go like this. There you go. That's how you do it when you do live streams. Then what you do is you're looking for curses, input, keys. And how can I use curses to respond to a key press without blah blah blah? Who cares? Oh yeah, there's the number ways. Okay, I'm gonna show you the number ways. So there's multiple ways to get key presses from the curses library, okay? Very interesting stuff, I know. And one of them is you create your own program. Sorry, you activated the mask mode, which means that I'm gonna try my best to emulate Jim Carrey throughout these videos, and you're gonna have to deal with it because you activated the mask mode. But I could disable it probably, I don't know. So yeah, you have here somewhere in there a program that I made that allows me to to get my keyboard input. It's supposed to be here somewhere. Test palette, test palette, test palette, test palette. Or is it not? I think it's in the we're in the Pix program, so it's supposed to be there. Or maybe it was in another program that I created that I used that. The green mask. Yeah. Did not know that there was multiple colored mask. That'd be interesting for a sequel. Not talking about the mask baby, that thing never existed. So yeah, I had a program to test the keyboard input, but it's not currently in that folder. So I'm guessing it's in another project. Which project? That is the question. Is it an M game? Do I have the okay, so when it comes to searching for a certain file name within like multiple directories like that, I'm not that good. I'm really not that good at searching for unless I can remember it. So there's the find command, but unless I use ChatGPT, I really don't know how to look up. I think maybe it was in my said editor, maybe. Test key code, that's where it is. That thing should not be separate from my system. I should not have to look this up. This thing should have a better name because look how cool this is. Okay, so pi test key code. And I can just press a key and it's giving me the code. The magical number. The magical number that we were looking for. So now how do I quit this thing? So we will go back to this in a moment. So let's go into minimal. Call it the mask. What did I call it? Oh yeah! Okay, the program. Yeah, that could be a good idea. It makes no sense based on the context, but that could be a good idea. So if key equal 100, then like this. And if I go back cd dot dot, boom, xed, boom, and mv test to mask. That is good. And if I go into msh mask, give it some spazam, and I give it a description, write the description for me, please. It's basically a program that when I type a key, it gives me the key code of the key. What would be the description that you would use to describe that program? Or I could ask ChatGPT. That's also an option. That's what I do most of the time. I describe the program the best I can, and I ask ChatGPT to write me a single line description for it, and I paste that here. It works fine. I like this method of doing things. So no description from you, I'm gonna have to invent it. So when you press a key, it gives you the key code of that key. Hey Sam, have a good stream. Gotta go. Yeah man, you go. Hey, I forgot. I just remember who you are because of your name. Now I know who I was talking to. I was talking to my friend. Hey, that's crazy. I just thought that was a random viewer. But yeah, have a good day, man. I don't know why I was speaking to you in English then. Yeah. Elmao. Yeah, I didn't recognize you at first. But now I know who I was talking to. Back, passe de bonne fin de journée, man. Avant ça, j'avais pas le stream en français. So yeah. It gives you the key code of that key. There you go. But you learned something. You learned some coding. That's always a good thing. Now you're gonna be better at coding, which is always a good thing. You want to open the file? Yes, because I want to remove that. And see, that's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. So now I can go back to the interesting topic, because that's the end probably of the speed run. So we can do more cool stuff in this live streaming. Mask. Let's move that into my bin file. Let's just confirm that I don't already have in my bin file a thing called mask. So ls home bin, and now I'm gonna grep for mask. So no file called mask in my bin directory, so I can move that into the bin, yeah, directory. And move that home bin slash, and yeah, I think that's it. That's, you move that there, and now you can access it from everywhere. So we could access it into the Pix program. So if I do py, let's go into the Pix program, py pix.py. No, we want the minimal pix.py. And now if I press D, we got some text output. But I can also see that I have a typo, but it worked. So minimal pix.py. There you go. And basically like hello world, and that's how you do it. So if I type D, it just keeps printing that all over and over again. Mom, I'm on TV. So yeah, let's just save that. So we have a minimal pix, but I don't necessarily want to keep that here, so I'm just gonna take the minimal pix and move it somewhere else. I don't know where. Like mkdir prototype, if that doesn't already exist. mv minimal pix. Move that into prototype. Okay, move minimal pix into prototype. Proto video and prototype. There you go. That's good. So now we can go back to the main topic of today's video, folks, which was not this. And it took me 18 seconds, I think, 18 minutes. No, I don't think those are minutes. I hope those aren't minutes. So 18 seconds to create a minimal Pix program, whatever you want to call it. So that was the speed run. That was the speed run, folks. Now the interesting part of the video can begin. And to do that, let's move that here, and everything's fine again. So I was going into the front-end file of the front-end directory of the gnuchess program. Now let's change the title because we changed the topic. And what is the image of that video? Does it have an image? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's a default image. Let's edit the gnuchess source code. And that will be our new title. And I should probably also change the image, but I don't have a quick image of a chessboard, so who cares? Like, those are all stuff that I should do before starting the live stream, but I don't care. I just do it as I go. So we are in the gnuchess source code that I just downloaded for the version 6.2.9, and editing this kind of source code can be hard, but in our case, I know what I'm gonna change. I'm just gonna go into the output, and we are looking for the show board command. Show time, show move, show board. So this is basically a command that you can use within show board. That you can use within gnuchess, and I want to change it because of how it works. So instead of that, I already generated with ChatGPT something pretty cool that I will open. If I go with ChatGPT and I take the last conversation I had with it, I asked it to generate this code right here, which apparently should function to display the gnuchess board with rows and columns. But why is it so much simpler? I feel like it's not the same code than what I have here. Show board void, show board void. But this one has more stuff in it. Like, it has all this stuff. So show stylist, show board. So this one is more simple, but this one is more complex. We have a lot of elif. So what I will do is cut the output, and can I just look in the output for show board? Show classical board, consist board. Show classical board. Does that one have the char unsigned row? So let's try that. So show classical board. gnuchess. What does that do? Can I, like, how do I use that in the game? Like, if I open gnuchess, show classical board, invalid move, show classical board, show classical. Okay, but I don't have the like this one is not good. Quit. Yeah. It's not doing what I want. So yeah, we want to change the show board basically. So get piece, show stylish board. We just want to change the show board. How could we make that an optional mode to display the indices to be able to toggle them on and off, having them off by default. And then I can also give it the classical board as a reference. Like show classical is very simple. Also, what is classical and how to enact? The implementation of a option mode that allows toggling the display function can introduce a new variable, for example, show indices, to control whether the indices are displayed. The variable can be blah blah blah. So step 1, define the new variable, a new global variable to control the display of indices. So 0 mean index of, yeah, that makes sense, but where do I define that? Should I define that within this file? Nano output? I don't know. Like, do we have similar variable here? Queen, rook, bishop, white square, whatever. Okay, and now we have the updated show board, which I think looks fine. And modify updated show component to check the show indices are on the screen in a second. So toggle the indices. Search of indices. So do I init the show indices variable in the output.cc file? And okay, cc. Okay, so let's try that. Let's try the changes that. So it's not a const variable, first of all. So we're importing string stdio and common h. So I don't know if this would be in common h. Let's just take a look at common.h. Do we initialize stuff in there? So this is just the structure. Or do we have like open board? Show board is there. So we will need a new function. So let's just create it here. That is gonna be called not show board, but show indices. This one, toggle indices, and it's gonna be of type void. So let's just add this right now. This looks fine. Yep. So now I can go back into the output. We have our variable here, and we're gonna need to have the show board, the new version in there. Show board. Show C board. What is the difference between these? Show M board. That is interesting. What is M board and C board? What does that do? Like, I want to understand that code. I don't just want to copy it and paste it. What does show C board do, you think? The show function is likely designed to display the current state of chess. Considering a character array, presumably C board. Here's a breakdown of the rundown of function. Okay, that's cute and nice, but now I want to update the show board function. That should do it. So that removed the previous show board. And now, show board to use the variable, then you need to modify show board function. Yep, to use it. That's fine. This one should be printing also the row and stuff. Hopefully that will work. Only a single way to find out. So that show board is different, is it, from that one? Show classical board, and here we have. So those two are different. Very different way of printing the indices. Show classical board. Yeah, but the last one must have been the correct one because it has the show indices right here. So yeah, classical mode, whatever, who cares. And now in here I have the show board function, and I have the function to toggle it. Let's take a look at the input. So let's look at show board. Show board. Okay, that's for X board. Inline, init, gen move, nano move, cmd cc. Now, what file is in charge of taking the command, for example, the keyboard, the show board command? And the gnuchess code base, the command including the show board is in cmd. That's what I guessed, but I just wanted to confirm. So nano cmd, and now we want the checkboard, parse input. These are all the comments that we have, and we just want to create a new one. That is gonna be very easy. That's the easiest source code in C that I've edited in a while. Like, that is very, like, show command show. So that is, we want to create a new one. That's gonna be like, no, we don't want to create a new command. Like, show is good. Let's take a look at show. cmd next, cmd board, show board. But we have a show command, I think. That's what I'm looking for. It's somewhere in there. It has to be. There is to be. Where is it? Where are the comments that I had before? There's a lot of text there. I'm just looking for a way to yeah, there it is. So I'm looking at something that points to cmd show. So that's the function I think that I'm looking for. Where is it? So there it is. So that's cmd show. And then if the next token is board, you launch the show board command. So if, okay, we want an elif right here. So instead of this, I want to create a new elif right here. And this one is going to, instead of show board, we created a new function. I think it was called toggle indices. So I'm just gonna confirm the name by copying it from here and paste that here, and we run that function if this one is show indices. So that should work. So far I'm pretty confident in that code. I'm pretty sure that it can compile. So let's try to compile it. Now, how to build it and compile the source code now. So I already pretty much know I have these and they are up to date. So I'm in the source code file, and apparently there's an autogen file here. I haven't seen it. Where is it? Let's try it. There's no such file in directory. So you can already see there is no autogen file. So what do we do? What do we do now? It looks like the autogen script is not present in the source directory you're working, and this can happen if the source code distribution you have doesn't use auto tool for its build process, which is common in some projects. Instead, you might able to directly use make am and make in. So whatever So it's configure. So apparently there is a configure file here. Is there? I don't see no configure file either. So what am I? Oh, I am in the SRC. That's why I'm dumb. Okay. So there was how was it called? It was called the auto gen. Does that exist? Let's try it. Auto gen. I don't see it. So yeah, it will be configure. So instead of auto gen, we have configure and build, whatever. Let's just configure it first and see what we do from there. Okay, so it did configure. Now what? So just make. Okay, let's just make the file. There's an error. Toggle indices. I forgot the. That is so dumb. So dumb of a mistake for me to do. So dumb. So if I go back into the front end, no, it wasn't the CMD thing. I think that I called the toggle. Sorry. So toggle indices, and I forgot the yeah, that totally my bad. Do I need to reconfigure? Now I have this issue, so let's reconfigure. So now at least it's gonna work. I can just do make, and it should work. Let's see if it works. It should run flawlessly. Some warnings, but I think it worked. How do I know if it worked? That? Okay. Show board. Let's just try that command. Okay, that did not work. So show board. Okay, so nothing's happening. Where's the output? Well, where will the output be? Sudo make install. That's if I want to install it, but and then I run gnuchess. But I just want to try it. Where will the make create the executable? So apparently it would be in the SRC file normally, but I have two executable, one with an X, one with a U. Yeah, so this one I'm working for sure. And how do I gnuchess U? Show board. But when I do that, it might work. But when I do it in this one, it just doesn't work. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Why that is. Why doesn't that work? C front end. Nano. CMD CC. I'm sure it's somewhere in there that I like toggle indices. Elif. Elif. So that should totally work. And here I am loading common. Common does have a mention of the toggle indices file, whatever. Like if I remove that, does it work? Like I don't even know if I can compile the normal one. So no, I don't want to run make install. I just this should happen. The source is often named gnuchess, but the problem is that there's no gnuchess in the source thing. So what do I do? What do I do in that? Which is it? Given to list the file in your gnuchess. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so it did compile properly. So let's try a key. So A1 to A2 to A3. It just doesn't work, which is infuriating because I don't know if it's the code that I created that doesn't work or if it's just this version is not working properly by default, because I haven't tested it before modifying it. So a good way to know that would be to rename this version gnuchess custom. Yeah. Pre-tree into gnuchess custom. Parfait. And now I can extract the original one. .gz. And now, if I do first go into src, we have those two versions, so they were already there. And if I do show board, it still doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So these just don't work. They were already there before I compiled my version of it. So that's reassuring in some way, I guess. Custom. So where is the output? See the juice. So let's read the README. Why not? Debug, no, installation process. Yeah. And where is the output supposed to go? Like configure. So where is it supposed to put the output build? The output path. So yeah, maybe it's just the source code of this version that's causing some issues. I don't know. Can I just delete those? Like, what happens if I rm gnuchess whatever? No, whatever. That u gnuchess that x. I do this, go back. Okay, here. Let's try to make it again. We have an error. So we need these files. So we need these files to be able to configure anything. Huh. That is interesting. So mine is still working, yeah? Yeah, show board. No problem. But it cannot compile, it cannot configure properly without these files. Is that right? Now this time it seems that it worked. So but it won't compile without these files. So cp gnuchess whatever slash src slash gnuchess u into our src file, and we want gnuchess x, I think. And now if I configure and make, it should work. Let's read the warning on the make. No, it's still telling me that there's an error. What? But it does have it now, so I don't get what the... Oh yeah, I get it. My bad. It's the last CP I did. No, it's supposed to work. So it was working before, now it's no longer working. I hate that. I hate that. Okay. So what happens is if I did the opposite. So cp src slash frontend into gnuchess slash src. Yeah, and now let's try to build this one. Configure. Make. How when using make to ask it to print output path. I'll gnuchess you. No. When making. Make print path. Okay. We'll try that. So it doesn't exist. So make. So we first make the project and then. So we had an issue here. So I don't think that's because of anything I did. Should probably try to build it first. Yeah. Recursive error 1. So it did not compile. We ain't even able to compile it. So that's what's going on. It's going on that it just doesn't want to book quit. So this here is the because of our issue. Format overflow. And that's in what file? Main.cc, but I did not change anything into main.cc, so that's why I'm confused. Let's ask the AI if it can understand what's going on here. Because that's a bit confusing for me. The warning you're seeing indicate that potential buffer overflow when using blah blah blah. How to fix it? Modify the line as follow. And this was inside of main, right? So that sprintf was in main. I'm fixing their damn code because that wasn't my code. I did not write that line. It's not part of the file I edited. So maybe working from an older version would work. So new chess source code. Because my code is good. My code has no issue in it. So this would be the source code. Okay, so just copy the kit and try it. So cd. Oh no, that's not where I wanted to go. Let's try that. Okay, cd dot git clone. Let's clone the git repository for this project. Okay, so gnuchess. This is the original. So let's just try to compile it as is from source code, without anything strange happening. So I think it's installed, but I don't want to install it, I want to compile it. So configure. I think that's the thing. How to compile it without running it. Yeah. Install. The usual procedure should apply after you have unpacked the source. Type the configure make. So that's apparently that should work. But it doesn't. So after you unpacked, the source. You may also pass several other options, such as compare options, configure, choose configure. Just like configure help for advice and particular content. Yeah, but this just doesn't work because it's the configure thing that's. So let's make it executable. Yeah, I can't. I can. It's just not working. But the install is it's gonna install it, right? Disoriginate, install, release, sudo main, whatever. So can I just make no target? Make file. Okay, so other source code. What do I do? How do I compile it? I downloaded the source code from Mirror and don't know how to compile it without. Yeah, src configure. So the configure should be into src apparently. Non. Tom aussi à tout à l'heure. So configure should be into the src, right? Right. Because I'm in it. So cd src. There is no configure here. It's not there. If the configure file is not there, stop install autoconf tool. So cdpath autoconf. Why? Okay, let's try that. That could work. Copying, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, now we have a configure. That's cool. Configure, and now I can make it. Oh. Make. So now it should just work. I haven't wrote a single line into that source code, so it should work by default. And it takes a long time, such a long time. And we have an error. We have the same recursive error that we had last time. It just ain't working. But this time we have a gnuchess program. And if I do show port, it works. So now at least it's working. So CP, let's try to be smart. Why can I type? What's going on? What is going on here? I cannot type. My input are just not working anymore. So cd is going to gnuchess, and cp going to gnuchess pre whatever custom src front end, and we want the output.cc into our here the src front end. We want that, and we want also the cmd. Yeah, no, front end. And that's not all. We want the common.h. So common.h. There you go. So that should work. So configure again, even though it took a long time last time. Now that it's configured, let's go into the src, del the gnuchess. Yep. And now we can run make. And now it should work. We should have the new feature. No, we had an error. What have I done? Like, it didn't compile. Why? It worked before and now it's not working. So I'm just gonna take a look at the source code that we have for gnuchess and make sure that in the src, like, did it already had the gnuchess uncompiled? No, it did not have the, so it worked the first time I compiled it, but then I gave it my code that I wrote and somehow it's no longer working. So this means that we need to start over, that we need to go back and recompile, re-download this from source. That's a pain. Okay, so how do I get it? Just git clone, copy the source code, gnuchess, gonna steal that, go back here, and we're gonna clone the source code. The source code again already exists. Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna try to get rid of it. Yeah, never happened, and we start over again. So now gnuchess cdsrc auto conf. I have the line somewhere. So I lost it. Okay. Configure did not work, so I typed in auto configure line, but it's not auto completing, so I'm gonna go back to asking ChatGPT autoconf L. So that's the line I was looking for. /i. Okay, so this should give us the configure file, and if I go into src, okay, configure. Okay, so this should configure us so that we can compile it, whatever. But and it worked. Last time we tried it, it worked. So let's go into the front end, take a look at what we have, and try to add the feature that we want to add. So first of all, before we do anything, we want to add something into the CMD code. So one line at the time. I will add one line at the time because I don't know any better way to code in C. I don't know. If you do know, tell me in the comment below, but I don't know any other better way to code in C. So we already have the show function here. That is gonna lead to the CMD show function. And this as the this will take a token as a second string. So let's just copy this code. That will just print something. This code just prints something. So that is perfect for us. Now we want to add the indices. So let's just use END for now. Now let's use like indices. Yeah, full word. And here I'm gonna print, instead of adding a value here, having a value here. I think it's just print, not even print f when you don't use variable, but who cares? and this is gonna be work. We just want this to work. We just wanna make sure that first of all we can have a working self-compiled something. So did I run configure? I don't know. Let's run it again just to make sure. And then I'm gonna make the file and I'm gonna run it. And when I'm gonna, you're gonna see. I'm gonna do make, and when I will go back into the src directory, there should be a working program with my custom command. So that's, first of all, we need to get this working. That's the main thing. So src, is it there? Yeah. gnuchess, yeah. And if I do show ndcs, work! It works. It works. It works. It works. It worked. It worked. It worked. It did work. It worked. Okay, so we have something that works. Something that is better than nothing. It's better than nothing. I'm gonna take it every single day. But again, every time I run this, it just, the Stack Overflow breaks my input. I really need to fix this overflow, and it's not from me. That's a bug from the source code. That's not my fault. It's in the code, not my code. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do pwd copy and open a new tab, cd there, okay, and now I can close that tab, and now this one's working fine. So first of all, we need to fix that damn issue we have in the in this code. So the Stack Overflow, the overflow stuff that we had was caused by this line right here. So let's look for that line. So yeah, that ain't good. We have a Stack Overflow. That's one of the worst issues that you can get. And we're gonna have to try to fix it. So, but I'm not even able to find it. So, sprintf usage, the line, use the code. There it is. So that's book add, the dangerous line that we need to fix. Book add, that dangerous line. Okay, and now we also need to make sure the data string is big enough. I just decide as needed. So I don't know what size we're currently using, but it's not big enough apparently. So yeah, size of data. Data 9. Data 20, option memory. There's just a lot of stuff called data of different size. Book add. So the data here would be 9 plus max string plus 1 plus 4. So if that is not enough, like it's trying to be optimized right now, but does it need to? Like, what happens if I just do plus 12? Who cares? Who cares if it's just bigger? Like, nobody cares. I don't think. So now at least we should have that fixed, I hope. And we have another thing right here. Book add string. Consider dynamic allocation if the no, it's not really doing that. So I just made it bigger. That works. Yeah, that should just fix the issue, but I'm not gonna use dynamically allocation for that. It's not my code. I'm not gonna impose that on the code. So if I go into the front end and I go into, I don't know, like nano .slack new chess 6 custom src front end, and now we have the common, and now I want to edit comment.h. So both are pretty much the same, except that one of them has a reference to this thing right here. One of them has the show toggle indices. Here's some output routine. Show board. Show board. Output. Some output routine, and boom. We have this here. So toggle indices is gonna be part of this. I think that works fine. I think that's fine. Do we have other reference to show board first? Because that might be important. No, that's the only occurrence. So that's perfect the way it is. Okay. Now what I want to change is, first of all, we should try to make sure that this compiles, because we can never compile too much with this kind of program. Don't want to make a change that breaks everything and then, you know, not know how to fix it because you did so many changes that you don't know what broke it. So see, already a bug. So timer T as an R, big bug, easy to fix. So now if I have more viewer, I have a lot of viewer for a very geeky, nerdy topic here. That's the kind of stuff that I'm interested in. I want to know how the basic programs on Linux works, and I want to learn how I can improve them, change them. But I don't think a lot of people are into that, but I'm surprised. 3 viewers is a lot of viewers for that very niche content. Yeah, I lost 1 viewer already. Just saying that. So yeah, if I go into the main file, there's so much code into that file. It's not in the front end, it's right here. So main.cc. I did change something, so it was time.t, I think. Time, just time. It's just search for, I don't know how many times that there can be the word time used. It wasn't time? What was it? I had a, so it's, let's just confirm, this is in the front end, error, in comment. So here it is, that's the actual biggest bug that we have. And below that, it's in the thread stuff. So include thread. But first of all, we have a bug here. I just mistyped, I guess, in the comment.h file. Okay, nano comment dot front-end. So it should be, there it is. That's my typo. Just made a typo. So you see, that's why you compile early. I need to reconfigure the whole thing. And it's not that long, but it's just annoying. I don't know if there's a better way to do this, but now I can try to make it, and hopefully it will work. It seems to be working. So if I go in src, gnuchess, and now if I quit, we should have fixed the Stack Overflow issue, but we didn't. I don't know if that's the same issue. I still can't see what I'm typing. I don't know why it does that. Does it do it with the current version of gnuchess? Like if I exit, it does some weird stuff to the output. Not as weird, but still does some weird stuff. So now we can add the fun stuff. So since we're already in there, I'm just gonna close that. Like it's not good for your system to have this many Stack Overflow. You need to avoid these kind of bugs. That's why C is scary, especially when you don't have dynamic memory allocation, malloc it's called. So now I need to go into the src file directory, and from there what I want to do is start the cool stuff. Now that it's working, it's compiling, we don't have bugs. We want to go into the front end, which is the fun part, go into the output stuff, that's CC, and show board. So that's the interesting function that we want to edit. And what we want to do first is have a global. Where am I? Okay, I'm not in the. So that's why I have this weird issue. So I don't want to copy everything from the output. But just to make it simpler, I'm gonna copy the output and the cnd file.cc. No, I can't do that. So I'm just gonna move back into the folder where we have the gnuchess whatever, and from here I'm gonna copy the thing that we had earlier, which was the output file. The output file was in front end, output cc, and to output modified.cc. So that would allow us to have both file and the same directory so that we can copy from one to the other. Show board, and now we go back together, show board. So we have this function, which is my version, and we have this version, which is the original unmodified version. So the start of both is the same, as you can see, but if I go lower than that, here we have this to display the indices. But I don't know if it's actually gonna work, if it's gonna be able to display on top the letter. Like, I think that's just gonna display the indices for the sides, but like here we're printing for the row, I think, but not for the other direction. But we don't care, that's already better than nothing. So we're just gonna copy this and try to add that to the other code we had. So why are both called output modifier? I think I'm just not pressing the right key here. So yeah, no, they're what? The name is not displayed correctly. Show for, unless I loaded the same file twice, which would be dumb. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Output modify, that's very dumb. So I don't have any output.cc. What the heck happened to the output.cc? Okay, I'm not in the okay, let's just move output modify into src front end. Okay, c front end, and now that we have both output.cc, I have both toggle, yeah, toggle show indices. So that's the first thing. We want to add this variable here, hoping it won't cause too many problems. So we have this variable set, and now that we have this variable set, let's move to the show indices. Okay, so here is the new part we just added. So yeah, there it is. And here we want to add this line right here. I hope it will work. And now that we have this function to show the indices, and it should also be in the common header. So we have this function, but we need a way to toggle this function, which is where the toggle function should come handy. So here we will look for this toggle, whatever I called it, function that I wrote for that. Sorry if it's a bit hard to follow. Where is it? Did I forget to add the toggle function? That might explain why it wasn't compiling before. It should be there. Okay, so I had a copy of it. I had a copy of this function somewhere. So yeah, let's just... It's crazy. I had even the name for the function in common, so... Toggle indices. Let's just copy this. Nano, common. Nano output.cc. Yeah. And here we want to add this function here, which will be void. And for the content of the function, this, and all it does is basically invert the we had a toggle function somewhere. Toggle. Process command. Show board. Because without the toggle function, all of this is pointless. Toggle indices, there it is. So that is the function we will be activating from the CMD file. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And now that this works, show indices, don't show indices. That should work fine. So from there, pretty much everything should work as long as I can call this function from within the CMD. Let's see. And where are we calling this? Show. Yeah. So instead of printing work, what we will do is toggle indices. That's the move. That's the move. And I want to delete the cd rc gnuchess. Yeah, this line doesn't work well. Gnuchess. That way we start anew for sure. We configure and then we compile, and then we should have the feature I added, which should be half working. We had an error sooner than I expected. Let's just see if we have src. We have a compiled program though. So show board, no, show indices, show board. It worked. It worked. You see this right below under the under every column? We have the indices for each, but they are first of all inverted. So that's not accurate. So if I do 8, 2 to, no, wait a minute, it would be, they're double inverted. It makes no sense the way they are printed, but they are printed. It did compile with my addition. Now I just need to figure out like how I'm gonna place this line. So first of all, if I do A8, because that's what they're telling me this would be, B8, move that to C8. Technically that would move that thing based on what they tell me, but it's an invalid move. It's just not valid, so it's not working, but it is cool. Let's just create a new tab and try to cd into this. so that I can close this tab and go into front end. And from there on, I can go into the output.cc and modify the show board function to do what I want it to do. That's the interesting part of the video, really, which is how I'm gonna print that. So first of all, it was printing with a new line, which is great, but then these spaces, we don't need them. Actually, we just don't. So the new line was great. Then we had like the characters are going from 8 to 1, which is just not how it works. It works from, I think, A to A to what? Let me just have a chessboard. NDC as a reference. Can I get the NDCs as a reference? Yeah, that's good. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are the thing we want. I'm just gonna, try to implement that. So from A to, was it to G? A to H. A to H. So how would I manage that? First of all, I would try probably to have like an array, like a string. So char of size, whatever. I'm not used to creating, it's gonna be const char. So first of all, const char, and it's gonna contain, so those are gonna be the indices for the row. So NDC row. No, those are columns. So columns equal A, B, C, D, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Sorry, in English. I tried to spell them in English and it broke my mind. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. E? Does it end at H? Okay, so H is our last letter here. And then we end it with this. How is it called? The tilt sign? I don't know. No, not the tilt sign. Like, what is the name of that character? The I need to know it. This is the can I just know how this thing is called? The dot with a comma below it. Can you tell me in the comment, in the chat? What is this character called? The in English, because in French I don't even know in French what it's called. So how am I supposed to know in English? Who cares? Whatever. So here I wanna, instead of looping for y is smaller than 8, what you wanna do here is, that was fine, y is fine, but you want it to represent NDC's call. So that's gonna give you like, and that's for below the chessboard also. So if we want it on both sides, which I guess we do want that on both sides, we're gonna have to print it twice. So once below it and once above it. And I don't mind it. So let's just first of all store that. And that can be a public accessible global variable. Let's place this here. That's fine with me. Let's confirm with ChatGPT that's gonna work. Is that valid? Yes, there's both ways of literal point to constant string and array of characters. I think I'm gonna go with the array of characters based on what I want to do. So it's not even gonna be a string, it's just gonna be an array of characters, which is fine with me, fine by me. So we have the array of character, and now we need to loop through that array. Show board. So to print through that array, I think that's the method I would use. like this. I think there is some redundance here. I don't think I need to have the f print. Is the you can simply fire your code by removing the redundant line. Yeah, but no. No, make sure that you are using the correct format specifier. So this was the redundant line. And yeah, the format specifier, you did not change that, so you made a mistake here twice. But yeah, so this was redundant, I was right, and ChatGPT was wrong. But you know, it's always nice to have like this coding assistance, I guess, just to confirm like that this here, since I'm not a C programmer. First of all, I'm gonna defend myself for using ChatGPT when working on, first of all, code that isn't mine. This ain't my code base. I don't know the code base, and it's not my programming language. So yeah, like always, like people hate AI. I get it. So every time like that somebody use, I guess, ChatGPT, they get some hate. But this time I feel like it's a bit justified. So yeah, and this one is a bit offset. I don't know if that's by design, but I'm just gonna move it by one space. This one is unnecessary. I feel like this one is unnecessary, and here we loop to the indices. So we should try it now. Just make sure that, like, and I want this on both sides. So first of all, copy this, move that up right here, and yeah, and you want to copy this thing right here for the one on top to make sure that it ends the line. Boom, like that. Boom, chakalaka. That's how you do it. So now, if I compile it, can I just compile it as is? And is it gonna work if I just do make? cd src gnuchess show board NDCs show board. It worked! So I can just do make. Oh, it's gonna be so much simpler from now on. Now I can compile this quick. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We have the index on top and below. Incredible. 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 This is very cool. This, I can get used to that. I can get used to that. But I wish I will add another space right here, I think. It doesn't need to be right next to it. So exit. Yeah, it breaks every time. Okay, so what I want to do is go cd front end and output. That's cc. Okay, and now the input should be fixed. Yeah. So that's very cool that we can activate and deactivate the indices, and that it worked. It's the first time that I edit C source code and it works. It works. Everything works. That's probably gonna inspire me to one day fix the fact that there is no code folding in Nano. That's gonna help me, I guess. So first of all, go into show board. Sorry for yawning. And I'm just gonna make that more full screen. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the live stream. Fuck it, nobody's watching it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Just gonna end that live stream. I was gonna show you other cool stuff, but this took way longer than I expected it to take. So that's it for today.